Welcome to the latest episode of Thick Boy Hours Podcast, episode 19. We're back after the Christmas holidays. A couple of days later, we got the legendary Mr. Real Life Superhero himself, aka Q, aka Short Round. And if you're paying attention to the YouTube description, he's coming from your mom's basement. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good today.
How was your holidays?
Not too shabby this year. Got to see all the friends and the family run around and eat food and take naps and all the fun stuff you need and want to do on a holiday.
Hell yeah, we'll get more into it in a few moments. And next up on the list, we have the man himself, Mr. Thickness, aka Sarkhan, depending upon who you talk to, aka Dodgy Yeti, Mr. Tyler Skaggs. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. You always make me sound so much better than what I actually am with my intros, and I love it.
My intro compares nothing to Lord Cognitos. You should hear some of the stuff he comes up with for people.
Oh yeah, I'll have to take it. You'll have to send me a clip because
I
all I
will.
know about Lord Cognito is that he be hating on almost every anime that's out there. The only moment I've ever seen him be like, "All right, that's kind of cool," is the
when
fucking
when
Kakashi.
Madara's Kakashi, and then when Madara's bodying people, even though he's making
Yeah,
fun of, he likes Madara, but he's making fun of the people that Madara's bodying.
at least he's got good taste and he likes Madara. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, he for the most part, yeah, he do be steady making fun of everybody.
And then last but not least, you got myself, Chris Jones, community manager, lordsofgaming.net, Lord Chris, aka CU123, aka Mr. XCW Hall of Fame, aka Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Check my rap sheet. You can find me everywhere. And my Christmas was also good, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in a few moments. But coming off the Christmas holidays, it's the 27th currently of December. Christmas is just a couple days ago, and we got into it a little bit with Q. Q spent some time with his family. He talked about eating some food. My food wasn't quite so good. Taking naps and all that stuff. I only had finger foods for all the Christmases I went to. I didn't have my Christmas meals have kind of fell off over the years. Like
No
I
Christmas
went
ham?
no. That's
What?
Ooh,
I know it's a tragedy. I remember being a kid, Christmas and Thanksgiving were big meals. Christmas Eve, I do stuff with my real mom and my uncle. Christmas Day, wake up, Santa Claus. Then I go to my great grandparents' house and they would have multiple tables like it's Thanksgiving, desserts, pies, ham, turkey, even on Christmas turkey, like just multiple tables for the big family. Then I go back home and we'd have a small meal, but over the thing, it's definitely downgraded.
see,
Um,
I'm
Go
kind of
ahead.
curious about that as well, cause like back whenever I was a little youngster, like my dad's and my mom's side of the family was very much like that, and like Christmas was like second Thanksgiving. I don't know if we're just a bunch of fat motherfuckers and we love food and we just want a second Thanksgiving. But like my girl, like her grandparents, what they do is like the finger foods and stuff, and I'm starting to figure out that that's what like a lot of people do is like the finger foods, but like they at least had a ham, so you can make a ham sandwich or something.
Mm.
And but like is it more normal to do like your finger foods, or is it more normal to second Thanksgiving it up and
I
see?
think I think as our older relatives get older, the ones that used to do all the cooking, um, it kind of falls by the wayside of who's like the next person to step up because the first Christmas we did was my girlfriend's family's Christmas, and they were going to have a turkey, but there was miscommunication there, so the turkey didn't end up getting made in time. But my girlfriend made like 45 sliders or something like that with like pepperoni, like the sliders were bomb, and they had a couple other things, vegetables, meatballs, and the little smokies. But when I was growing up, even at my my dad's and my old stepmoms, my stepmoms who I celebrate holidays with still, they still had like, massive like chili situation or tacos or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I would go from like, and then Christmas Eve with my real mom and my uncle was just pretty much whatever I wanted because obviously it was I was the only kid there. But it went from my great grandparents are no longer alive, so obviously we don't celebrate holidays with them. The family kind of went their separate ways there, but it went from that to like sometimes mini subs and stuff on Christmas. We had tacos a couple times, but at my brother's house we had four different kinds of dip and chips, some vegetables and dip, and then one of my favorite things to get on Thanksgiving and Christmas is the best way I can describe it is like it's cut up pickles and little pickle slices or whatever, not slices, the spears, cut up pickle spears wrapped in like the lunch meat ham
Mm-hmm.
and like cream cheese or something. That's like my thing
Hell yes.
that I eat a lot of,
I
and then
I
like
can't do them, but
obviously dessert.
I can't do those. It just a bunch of different clashes that don't feel right in my mouth hole. But I
You
can
never.
respect it.
But
I was
then
gonna
I
say
go
you
What?
take that
to
back, but
go ahead.
he prefers my pickle spear, is what he was gonna say.
no, that's not what I was gonna say.
Oh
I don't
no
know.
no
I could believe it. Um,
they turned the
so
frogs gay.
that's what we did on Christmas. I went to my brother's house. We celebrated there, and then Christmas. That was Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning. Obviously, we did the thing here with all four teenagers at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then
Awful.
around noon, I went to uh, my church, my old church people's house, my church mentor and stuff like that. They invite me out for breakfast every year, but this year they did it a little later. They will cook. I had eggs, waffles, Mickey Mouse waffle, Belgian waffle. They have like these Mickey Mouse because they foster a lot of kids, so they have like several waffle makers and pancake makers for different Disney and like eggs, this big cream puff dessert, fruit, all this other stuff. And then I'd usually go to Fletcher's house in the evening time, but like his mom times like rotate. Like it's never like the same time. So like he told me like you gonna come over this year? I said yeah, I'll come over. I'll bring Jacoby's gift card or whatever. And he had tacos. Well, the tacos are supposed to be in the late afternoon, evening, and then I get over there at noon, and they had tacos in the morning. So I'm like, well, kind of defeats the purpose. And then
Breakfast
we had
tacos?
his normal tacos just at breakfast time.
Oh man.
Listen, I'm cool
And
with
then
that. I
yeah,
just like tacos though.
and then I came back here and girlfriend made like this bomb ass chicken. I don't know what it is. It's probably a TikTok situation, but like the meat was just falling off of the bone. Like I've never had chicken where like it literally like skin and all. Like usually skins kind of stays attached, whatever, and some of the meat will stay attached. Like this meat just fell off the bone. Like you could literally pick it up and like the meat just falls. Like that's how much it was. And like
Use like a slow
mashed it.
cooker or pressure cooker or something.
I think she fried it,
Oh damn. Well,
which was is either fried or baked, and it was really fucking good. It's the first time she's made it that I know of, and we had some crescent rolls and some stuff like that, and then went to bed and I tried to
mm,
recover from lack of sleep. And what about you, Skags?
uh, food wise, it was mainly just the finger foods, and then we had pork chops and stuff on like actual Christmas Day, but no, Christmas Eve, and then like Christmas Day, I got my chocolate gravy and biscuits, which I did forget to send you a picture of, but the chocolate gravy and biscuits is bomb.
My
It's great. Oh, there he goes. Is he stuck for you, Q?
He is stuck.
He's stuck.
You
Get
gotta
him
get
what
a
some
about
milk.
now?
screenshot of that.
Hey, there.
What about
Hey.
now?
Okay,
Yep,
there
there you
you
go.
go.
So my girlfriend's heard of chocolate gravy, and I haven't, and she said she's had it before. So
Dude,
it
you
must
may.
just be a me thing.
Yeah, no, honestly, not a whole lot of people do because Indiana's a weird thing where like a lot of like there's a lot of southern things that happen in Indiana because we're so close to like Kentucky. Kentucky's like a north southern state kind of deal. So they it's more of like a southern thing, but it's a it's a great breakfast meal.
It's good.
Put some butter on top. My dad used to make it for me and the boys when we would party hardy out at my crib. Make make the chocolate gravy and biscuits. I had Kings on Christmas Day. Went out there with my girl's parents and stuff. Had that, so that was nice. And yeah, no, that was pretty much it. So
I forget to mention our anniversary is actually on Christmas too. So obviously we don't really go out and do something on Christmas. So we'll be going out. I want to take her out on Monday somewhere. Haven't decided where, but got a few different gift cards. Why don't you show off that Switch 2 for the audience, Gags? Why don't you
Oh
oh
or
yeah,
or farm us, huh?
yeah,
yeah.
my girl got me the Switch too. So got me that with ZA. I have the Final Fantasy X remake coming to me whenever it actually gets released, which, funny enough, comes with a pack of magic cards.
Stop you right
Really?
there. You said Final Fantasy X, right?
I think so. That's the one with Cloud, right?
I
I got it wrong.
I've lost some respect for Skaggs there. I was getting ready to fucking call Jordan out, but you lost me. Final Fantasy VII remake is the one that has
Oh,
Cloud in it.
got you. But yeah, no, it's 7 then. But
Damn, I was getting ready to say, haha, Jordan, Skaggs got Final Fantasy X because Jordan doesn't like Final Fantasy X. It's what he thinks is where the series went downhill, and Final Fantasy X is my favorite Final Fantasy. So I was getting ready to fucking call him out, but damn it.
let me see which one. I can never keep them straight. Oh, that's the one with like Titus and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay, I don't think I ever really played that one. I watched my cousins play it, and it didn't look too bad.
Jordan
Um,
just doesn't like it because that's kind of where the open world started to close down for Final Fantasy, which makes I can see why some people wouldn't like it nearly as much. But
oh, it became more linear.
yeah, Final
Ah,
Fantasy IX was the last one that was open world, and I started playing Final Fantasy IX for the first time last year because it's one of Jordan's favorites, and that camera view reminds me of how much some old video games kind of suck balls when it comes to the camera. Just it's miserable traveling on that world map, but the game overall, at the point where I stopped to play other stuff, was pretty good. But you have to let me know what you think about Final Fantasy VII remake. Me and Jordan both liked it, so
I played a little bit of it before when so Q's cousin actually used to come over like whenever he first got his PS5, and I got to play around with it for a little bit, and it seemed pretty fun. But I'll finally be able to actually play through it. It doesn't release until like sometime in January.
yeah, I can't really show off much of my Christmas because some of it's in use at the moment, like the camera I'm staring at. But I got this. I ironically, for everybody that's played Expedition 33, you know how annoying the pairing and the dodge is. And you would think if somebody broke their right bumper, it would be on a game like that. But no, this guy right here broke his right bumper, speeding up combat on Final Fantasy Tactics. But so I got a new Xbox controller, which is kind of cool.
Oh, is it like Chrome?
It's
No,
trans,
it's
it's
translucent.
translucent,
Oh, that's sick as fuck.
and it's got grips on the back too, which I haven't had a controller that has grips on it. The grips are red, so
Speaking of
Hell yeah.
grips, man, I'm pissed off about mine because My grips are fucking falling off. I gotta trim them up and like re-glue them down.
Good
Cause
lord, you guys are manhandling those things.
mine
My
was
grips came off my controllers that I've had custom made too. It just depends on how rough you are with them, I think.
well. This one always kind of looked like it was made with a little bit of excess because you can see on the well, you probably can't see like through the camera, but like right here, it's bubbled up, but it's ooh.
I'm trying to
Oh,
show the other gift. It's hard because I have the lights off in the room.
you got the
But
Yeah,
blurry
that
that's
thing
blur
going on.
effect, it does not like to show anything but a person.
Yeah.
but
That second monitor works good. Oh, there's Skeggs.
yep, it's on the second monitor right now.
Hell yeah.
But that's
Well,
what I recorded the other videos with. The magic videos that I shared just recently.
you know what I'm actually excited for with this is to see Scarlet and Violet in like an actual operating, working good form.
And it's true. How it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, when Scarlet and Violet came out, it didn't play very well for anybody. So
I mean, really,
To me,
like,
it still seems like it doesn't play very well.
not on the OG Switch, but with with this, I've seen some videos of it, but I can't wait to play it on my own. And I'm hoping since it's a new console, or like it's just new, I won't drop my connection every other
yeah,
battle. But I don't know if that's just a me issue or if that's a uh like their server issue. If that's just a normal known issue.
I think it varies. You and I are also in I don't want to say small locations, but we're in locations that don't usually have best internet connection sometimes. So
I have
I think it's a both.
I have great internet connection on everything else. I that funny enough, that's one thing I've always made sure of for myself. But the I don't know. I don't know what it was. It just I could do one match, but the next one I was almost guaranteed to desync it. So like lose connection at one point in time.
You're
Like
just too good.
What
fuck
was
no,
that
I
thing you
wasn't.
just had, Q? What was that thing
Huh?
you just put your Switch in?
His
Some
Pokemon Center.
cool 3D printed dock I got a couple Christmases ago, so you can put your dock in there.
That's
Makes it look like
fucking
a
baller.
Pokemon Center. Yeah, Mooney got that for me a couple Christmases ago. It's sweet.
Yeah. That was the same Christmas that you gave me my my Nido King collage, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah. A lot of
So
the other stuff I got was like gift cards, clothes, drinks, candy. I got like a case of balls that will take me forever to drink because I also got uh,
oh
Advantage GG, which is a more healthy energy supplement than a lot of the other stuff that people drink these days that the Iron Lords are sponsored by. So I won't talk about
Oh,
it too much on this episode because,
give me a
we don't
second.
want to have
I'll
to.
go get
We don't,
my
all
other
right.
good one. But
We don't want to have to mention we're sponsored by them. So, but yeah, it's pretty good powder. They have different hydration focus, which is what gamers take, like esports and stuff like that. Than typical energy stuff. Did you get anything cool, Q?
um, I got some funds. I mean, that's always good. As far as like real physical gifts, um, Skaggs got me a cool like Monster Hunter. It almost looks like a propaganda poster. Is not the right word for it, but
almost
it's
like a movie poster is what I
yeah.
thought.
But it's like a cool ass poster that it's got Rathalos on it, right?
It's Mitsune.
Mitsune, yeah.
Oh, where's
So a cool print for that, and then he got me some rebuild for my headphones that have been unheadphoning for a while now. Oh yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah. Cool sword.
yeah,
What's it from?
JJK. It's uh Toji's little fucking sword in heavenly inverted heavenly spear. So
Looks pretty fuck cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Speaking of speaking of anime, we got some bad news. We might as well just get out of the way for a podcast we're going to try to stay mostly positive for. Over the past couple weeks since the last show, we've had some negative news within the video game sphere and the anime world as well. Um, Julie Eric, Julie Erickson, I think that's how you say it. Julie Erickson, the English voice actress for Pinnacle Rockbell from Full Metal Alchemist, uh, passed away at age 86. Um, she also voiced roles like Recovery Girl from My Hero and Granny Kokoro and Tsuru from One Piece. I think that's how you say it. Tsuru, Tsuru. And then Vince Lampella, also, he died in a car crash. He was the creator of COD, Titanfall, Apex Legends, and the CEO of Respawn. So condolences out to their families, but get the negative part of the podcast out of the way. So pretty good times with the family all around. I think we had our usual Christmas Eve breakfast. Unfortunately, they made Q slave away again. Q out there being Superman, so saving somebody in Rushville, I guess.
Yep, they got water now though.
So the first topic I was thinking about today, because it was interesting to find different video game stuff. I was trying to look for some stuff, but try to make the show unique since it's a holiday podcast, kind of. I am curious on the moment that truly got you and Q into gaming, Skags. Like, what is that one definitive moment where you're like, okay, I'm really into this? Because for me, uh, I played games before I was like really into gaming, just like to buy time. My brother's uncle, my old stepmom's brother, he had like a toy box, and they lived out in the country. And in this toy box, for when kids would come over, there ended up being a Sega Game Gear in this toy box, and that was like my first introduction to video games. I'd have to sit by the plug-in because obviously, it's fucking old and there's no battery fucking life for it. But sit next to the plug and I play this like Major League Baseball game that I was absolutely terrible at. And then eventually, after a while, he would let me play like the regular Nintendo and stuff like that, which I wasn't really into gaming. The moment I think that got me into gaming per se is I was at my mom's house on a weekend. And at this point, like they were still buying me like the Pokemon games and stuff like that. And Pokemon Yellow, when I bought my first Game Boy myself with my birthday money, was like, okay, I think this is something. But the moment that really got me into gaming is at my mom's house. And I had an issue that I'd always want to rearrange my bedroom. I always had to be doing something. If I wasn't out playing basketball, beating myself and my friends up, I was in my bedroom rearranging something. And I heard my mom cussing in the living room. So I'm like, the hell is she cussing about? So I go out in the living room at this time. I think I'm living at Loper Commons in Shelbyville. And like, what are you so mad about? And she's like, I can't beat this shit. I said, it can't be that hard. And she's like, well, if you think it's so easy, why don't you do it, smartass? So I watched her do it one more time because I had no idea what she was doing. And it was like this one-on-one duel. And the way this works is it's like a rock, paper, scissors situation. So, like, there's words that indicate if they're going to attack, defend, or a special attack, or like a death blow. And attack beats defend, death blow beats attack, and defend beats death blow. And that's kind of what you have to do, and you have to time it. You have to, obviously, you got to figure out what the phrase means. And my mom didn't have a strategy guide back then. We've talked multiple times about people making, the complete walkthroughs and people following this to beat games easily and stuff like that. It's like those didn't exist. So just
You froze again.
Your Audi 5000. Oh, he'll come back. Oh man, I been I finally got the hoodlum team together last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got Fletchender swapped out for Aerodactyl, and I evolved everybody. So I got Kangaroo, Scrafty for Alligator, um, Aerodactyl. I got Gabite right now.
I think he's coming back. There he is.
Oh, he's back. Wombo combo.
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah.
you now.
That time it was my connection. All the bars went red.
Oh.
So like I was saying, so I sat down next to her. She did that. I watched what she did, and then I got absolutely lucky and did it the first try. I had no idea what I was doing. Got lucky and beat this boss duel fight, which happened to be Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2. And so I sat down for a while, watched her play, and like, okay. And I just kind of left, and then I waited till she went to bed, and then I started to play this game myself. Overrided her save file.
Ooh.
Asshole.
And I'm like, okay, this game is. I feel like I understand stuff in this game, and like it's a role playing game, so like key moments are more important than other moments. Music plays a factor, and so that was my moment that I really understood, and I think Pokemon Yellow really kind of kicked it off, but that was the real moment. So what about you, Q and Skags?
It's hard to really pin down like one specific moment for me, because like uh my dad. So my dad, whenever he was growing up, like it didn't matter if he even had the money for it from like working or anything. He wasn't allowed to like get a console or anything. Like he wasn't allowed to get any games. So whenever we got it, we got out on our own. One of the first things he did, he went and got a PlayStation. So me and him would like, it was almost like a family thing for a while. Like we would sit around, we'd play like Spyro or something, and like if it was just me and dad, we would just play like uh Medal of Honor, or back in the day they had all the Cabela's hunting games and stuff, and we had a blast on that. On the computer I'd play hunting games. So like I don't know, like really for a good long while I've just always been a Wii gamer lad, I guess. I don't necessarily know like one moment that's been where it like clicked or anything. My I did have like moments like what you were talking about, where like my mom or my grandma would be like just screaming and cussing because they couldn't catch the blue egg guy on Spyro, and I'd have to go in there and go catch the blue egg guy, or do like the skateboard levels um for Spyro at for him. But yeah, no, I don't necessarily know like a moment where like it got pinned, like that got me into it. Like I can more pinpoint the moments that got me deeper into it, and that was like getting Ruby for Pokemon, and finally obtaining an internet connection and having Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And those were like the two moments that like just up the ante for me.
Also,
I
I
remember.
also had. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to add. You mentioned Ruby or whatever. It reminded me. I had a cousin that passed away a couple of years ago, and when we were kids, we were like inseparable. And it was up until a point to where we had a divergent path, and he ended up going off in this other path and kind of getting in trouble for a little bit till he stopped doing that, and I went, my separate way because not trying to do all that extra trouble stuff. But growing up, um, his grandpa is a farmer or whatever, and I would say they had a decent amount of money. And ironically, he's from Rushville, and he would always get like pretty much whatever he wanted. Like he was also an only child at that point, and so his grandparents pretty much got whatever he wanted. So like new Xbox is out, he had it. Sega Saturn, even though it was only alive for like a very short time, he had Sega Saturn, like Dreamcast, all that stuff. So I think that also helped fuel my drive into gaming because that was when I lived at Loper Commons around the Suikoden 2 era, and like we'd always be competitive, like sports games, like you could play like Madden NFL 2001, 2002. You get one trade, you pick a team, you have to keep that team, and NBA Live, you get one trade, you got to pick a team, you got to keep that team, and he was my rival on the basketball court in real life, on the video games, and it's kind of funny because like there's a lot of times like you think Xbox or like original Xbox, you think like Halo was like the prime thing like people were doing, but that's not what got me into Xbox. It was Fusion Frenzy was a big aspect of that. Competitive 4-person arcade style game. I can't tell you how many times I went to Walmart. Fusion Frenzy was sold out. So I bought NFL Fever 2002, which was one of my favorite football franchises. It's like an arcadey football game, just so I could play the Fusion Frenzy demo and beat my cousin's ass. Like that's how deep our competitive drive went.
Yeah. Uh,
Mine. Uh oh, I think we lost him again.
now that I'm gonna use that face.
He might still be able to hear us, so I'll go ahead and do mine. Mine was I had uncles. Oh, there he's back. Maybe. I had uncles and aunts that were older than me that didn't they didn't really play games. One of my uncles did. He had like a Game Boy and stuff, but I remember the Christmas like that the Game Boy Color came out and it was a big deal cuz like everybody got a Game Boy Color and they got the little bendy lights and everything. I mean, I didn't get a Game Boy Color, but all my aunts and uncles did. And so we played a bunch of games on there. They had I want to say that they had a 64, but they may not have had. I think I had just played a 64 at this time. And then one Christmas, we got a 64, but it was around the time that like PlayStation 1 came out, so the 64 was already older and had a bunch of games out for it. So we got the 64 and I remember playing Snap, Stadium, and all those games and that kind of just solidified Pokemon for me. But I played a bunch of different like there was a Toy Story game for the 64 that was kind of fucking hard. And I remember playing that a whole bunch. There was what else did I play on the 60? I mean like GoldenEye, stuff like that. I remember playing with my uncle. But then we got the PlayStation 1. And when we got the PlayStation 1, it kind of changed the game because then you started getting into like your shooting games, Crash Bandicoot, those kind of games. Oh, Mario Kart on 64, just all the pretty much mainline games is what I was playing. But I remember I think the game that pretty much solidified me playing games, we got the PlayStation 2 and Army of 2 came out. And my little brother and I mean, you had to play split screen. There wasn't any getting online and playing anything. So, we're playing Army of Two, and I remember it was like every day for pretty much a whole summer. We would play Army of Two until the last minute that we could, get all of our chores done in like 30 minutes, so we could go back and play Army of Two. And we played it all the way through until we had the gold guns and the gold helmets and the everything else. It was that, and that was where it was like, okay, I like playing games. I like sitting here and completing. You know, I don't know exactly when Modern Warfare came out compared to Army of
2003, I
Two.
think, maybe 2003. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. I thought it was 2003.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is the one that I would have been playing,
2009.
2009. Army of Two was released in 2008. So that, in the same way that you said, Skaggs, it was very much like I started playing that and I'm like, man, I'm fucking hella into playing shooter games and video games. And then 360 came out and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out and massive online play through the Xbox was achieved, and it's kind of the end for me there. Then you're playing your why can't I think of it? It's only been a game for 800 fucking years now, and they're never gonna make the next one. Uh,
Legend of
Gr-
Dragoon.
Grand Theft
Fable.
Auto, Fable, just all these games. Which it's kind of crazy that I never, in all of my owning consoles and playing games, I never played a Monster Hunter game until Monster Hunter Worlds. That's kind of crazy to me.
I tried whenever I was younger because I got one on the DS, and oh my god, it was so awful. It
I
was
don't
so
like playing
bad.
games on handhelds that aren't like Pokemon. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. There was like 5 that I've ever played. There was a Monsters Incorporated game for the Game Boy Advance that I liked. There was all the Pokemon games, uh, and then like a couple Kirby games that I played where I'm like, these are fun handheld games. Everything else,
I liked tactics games on the PSP. Like that was my big thing when I had a PSP, and they bought me. That was a time period where they were buying me pretty much whatever I wanted. My mom and my uncle. But like Lord of the Rings Tactics was one of my favorite PSP games. It's a turn-based, turn-based grid style combat. Same thing with Dungeon Dragons Tactics. That game's really fucking hard. And Andy for Skaggs, Corey Lee, Andy Miller, you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He criticizes me to this day. Anytime I bring it up, he kicks me from the Discord chat. Sometimes I bring it up just to irritate him. But I think the best Metal Gear Solid game is Metal Gear Acid on the PSP, which is also a turn-based strategy game. And like I played the Maddens, the GTA, Jack and Daxter, whatever the case may be, but when it comes to me, I gravitate uniquely in gaming, and like just like Q's, like I wasn't big on portable stuff outside Pokemon, but there was a select few, and like you talk to all these people, like God of Wars, Last of Us, the Gears of War heads, all these people that have to play like these specific games all the time, and like we've talked about before, like I have a pace in gaming where I don't mind playing a game after it comes out, like after the hype has died down. Um,
That's when I prefer to
I have
play things.
yeah.
I have never played God of War upon release. I have never beat a Gears of War story because I'd always do it co-op, and I would never, betray my co-op partner of finishing the campaign together. And there's just like several games like I haven't played when it launched, or waited a long time, or never finished the story because co-op. So like I gravitate uniquely in gaming. I remember Q mentioned playing stuff on the 64, Pokemon Stadium, all that stuff. Like I remember like I was heavy into like the Suikoden games and Kessen, which people nowadays would know Kessen as Dynasty Warriors. That's Kessin.
Yes.
That's
And my dad would be like, "What is this game that you're playing?" And I tried to explain it. Then he'd go out to like the pawn shop, or stepmom would go to like garage sales, and they buy me like Game Day, NFL Game Day '99, or some sports game they thought I should be playing, and it wouldn't get played. I go back to playing, whatever the case may be. So
so going through all these talks that unlocked the memory. Did anybody play the? It was an Xbox exclusive, Dungeons and Dragons Heroes, like
I do
OG
not believe so.
Xbox.
I remember that I've played it, but I don't remember the game.
Well, at least two of us are real D&D fans in here, but
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
no, it just one that popped in my head, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" That's like that was one that I played with my cousin Freddie owned an OG Xbox, and I owned the PS2, so we would fucking rotate while we were playing or whatever. But I remember for like a week we were just stuck on playing D&D Heroes, and it was a great fun time.
One that I
Video
think
games.
about
Go
a
ahead.
lot is the and maybe I'm talking crazy. Maybe everybody didn't play this, but I feel like it was a game that was on the 360 just innately. Either that or it was free on 360. But like you had these little guys. I think me and you talked about this before, Skaggs, and we found it, but I can't ever remember the name. But like I just remember the cover of it was like a guy in a little horned like Viking hat, and I feel like it was a big
Fat
multiplayer game.
Princess.
Huh?
Fat Princess.
No. No, it was like a
Happy
multiplayer.
World. Happy World. Happy Wars.
Happy Wars, I think, is exactly correct. I think you're exactly right on that. But that game, I remember, and I think it was, I don't know, it probably wasn't me and you, because I don't think we were good friends when we were Xbox 360 Skags, but I definitely remember me and Cole for sure sitting on there, and
I posted it in the podcast channel. That's the one.
hold on a
So,
second.
real big throwback to like my childhood. Does anybody remember a old PlayStation game called Bushido Blade?
Yes.
I remember it, but I don't remember playing it.
I remember playing the shit out of it. I loved playing it. It was great. I did not actually. I only refigured out what it was like maybe a month ago, watching like a list on like game ranks or something,
Yeah.
and I did not know that like it actually had certain hit zones and stuff like that to where like you can cut off somebody's arm or like head. Like I'm like 4 or 5 years old playing this, and I'm just swinging away. I'm just like, yeah, no, this person with the really long sword is cool. And it was like the dude in the trench coat, and like he had this like metallic green and black bodysuit on. He looked like Gambit.
Nice.
So I always played with him, and yeah, no, it was a pretty cool game. I want to go
The one
back
that
and
I
play it every
liked
once in a while.
The one that I liked as a kid that I remember having like the most fun on because it was so silly was all the Blitz games. I want to say
Oh yeah.
it was PlayStation 2 one that I probably played the most, but
I'm
Blitz
at
is
the
always
age where
fun.
I was able to play a lot of the arcade stuff, as well as because they were popular. Malls had the arcades and everything, so I'm at the age where I was able to play a lot of that. And also, I've been friends with Jordan for a long time now, so I got to see the arcades and stuff that have come through his place. And whenever I'm at like my quote unquote, as the women call it, of the world, are my forever home. Uh, I've already talked to Jordan about a couple arcades I wanted made, and Blitz is one of them. And then I also want a one that plays multiple arcades, but I also want a D&D pinball game, which is really rare and hard to find. But you mentioned
Want.
Got him again?
Yep, got him again.
Damn.
I know you're not a sports guy, but I found one where somebody like put Tim Duncan's face on somebody from Bushido Blade, and it says how Tim Duncan's post moves resemble the classic video game Bushido Blade.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hear
we
you
got
now.
you now.
I think it just might be using all this extra shit all at once. But like I was saying, as Jordan, I've talked to him about building these arcades and stuff, and I was a big CD ripper for my Xbox. I don't know if you guys really ripped CDs onto your OG Xbox,
Oh, yeah.
but I would listen to the shit out of 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, while I'm playing video games like Conflict Desert Storm. So I'm going here, killing people in Iraq and stuff, and listen to In the Club and Wankster and all this other stuff by 50 Cent. So, but it also led me to Magic because Lord of the Rings: The Third Age is my favorite Lord of the Rings game. It's not like it's not canon, but like it's a game where you go through, you play as like this party that's shadowing like the Fellowship. So like Gandalf, Legolas, Aragorn, Frodo, and all of them are doing their thing, and you're kind of off in the shadows following them, like doing this whole.
He's spazzing out.
Damn.
Damn. Man, I don't know. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what we could have him change to help him out.
I don't know. The only thought it may be like kind of what he said. Maybe the computer's wigging out, having
Yeah.
too much stuff on it, or yeah, that or his internet provider said, "Hell no, y'all, you doing too much, buddy."
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
All right, I'm back on the laptop camera for now. I'm using my hotspot on my phone, so we'll see if that works.
Okay.
Hey, I think it changed your mic as well. But uh, what? So how's Art tempered Jindahad there, my boy?
He's not too bad. He's Gogmazios has really helped out, I think, in the way of art tempered Jindahad. He's faster. He feels I don't want to say this. He feels much more like his pacing is much more like a guardian monster now. Like even Uthduna is faster than him most of the
Can you hear
time.
me?
Yep.
Yep.
I think I've been on the webcam sound the whole time.
I was gonna say
No.
you sound better now.
Oh,
He
Is
sounds
this
much
is the
better.
headset you gave me a Corsair?
I think so.
Yeah, I've been on the webcam microphone, I think, the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll f- I'll mess with it and figure out the settings and stuff later. We'll get it working for next time.
yeah. Well, sounds pretty good.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I don't know.
You were talking about the shadowing the
Oh
Fellowship
yeah.
in that
Oh
game.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Lord of the Rings: The Third Age is my favorite Lord of the Rings game. You shadow them. Has all these epic climactic.
Tell me he's gone again.
Yeah, they don't want him to talk about the
Jesus
Fellowship.
Christ.
That's like an Epstein file for right now.
We don't talk about the Fellowship.
You got to miss the Slender Man stretch that he did. He said, "Ah."
Oh God. I yeah, arch tempered Jindahad, he's kind of a punk ass bitch. His armor set is cool though. It's iced out. I mean it's the
Ooh.
old armor set but iced out.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad they don't like try and do more with the new sets like that and shit like that. But
Yeah.
you
New
know,
Udras, I did like what they did with that. The red on New Udra's new
yeah,
set, it's nice.
but they still could have done much more.
Yeah, yeah. They definitely I think we're gonna get lots more monsters. I think that's why they didn't really do multiple sets.
Yeah. All right, Chris is back.
Okay.
Back
Now
again.
if you say the Fellowship again and you get cut out, they are targeting you for talking about this game.
Yeah, you're giving too much information on the Fellowship, I guess.
Can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yes, originally it was definitely the webcam microphone because I just double checked and it converted back to the webcam microphone. So once again, the Fellowship. You're shadowing this Lord of the Rings group. You get to use the characters. You go through, do this whole thing. It's really cool. And then they have an evil mode where you get to go back through and play as the big evil battles, which was really fucking cool. So
That's
my
awesome.
buddy, my buddy Jimmy Albee, you guys have heard me mention him before. He was friends with a guy that I wrestled with and his brother, and their parents had like a duplex, like they rented out both sides. One side was for the kids, the other side was for the parents. And I went over there to play that game because they were stuck on a part, and then they played Magic, and that's how I learned how to play Magic was because of that game specifically. So, video games has allotted me multiple different things. So,
Kind of crazy how that shit works out, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit, but yeah, no. What were you? We're just reminiscing on games, right?
the
Yeah.
moment the
Like
moment that got us into gaming is what we're working with.
I so I know this is probably a long shot on anybody knowing this game that I'm talking about.
Damn
But
it.
like I grew up in like a very like hunting household. Like we always went hunting and stuff. So we had my dad naturally like would get hunting games. There was this one that was called like a Deer Hunter, but the I think it's Deer Hunter's Revenge, and
It's the
and
one you've told me about before, isn't it?
I think so. You
Yeah.
so Deer's Revenge is what it is. So instead of being like the human hunting the deer, you're a deer hunting all the hunters out and about. And you there's a point at which like you go into like a subdivision and stuff like that, and uh, there's it it's kind of hard to like explain like how it's set up. It's set up kind of like if you have a circle, that's kind of like the layout of the land that you get to see, and
Mm-hmm.
you're in the middle of the circle. So you can turn like a full 360, and like you're just
Okay.
hunting everybody that shows up.
Yeah.
But if you uh in the sequel Deer Avenger, you can shoot stuff that's like a Easter eggs and shit almost. And like if you're in the subdivision and you shoot, I want to say it's like an old red Ford Ranger. If you shoot it, like a guy and a girl pop up from like making out in the bed of the truck, and then you can shoot. Then you can shoot them real quick while they're in the middle of that. And I was like, I just remember having so much fun with that game. It was great.
I miss that about games from when we were younger, is that it seemed like anybody could just like make a game. You know, if you had a silly idea or something stupid and you had enough money, you just go make a game. And it could be something silly like that, or it could be like a Conker's Bad Fur Day or something like that. Where
Yep.
it's just like, we're just making a silly game because we want to make a silly game, and then people love it. Or like your game, you just had a fantastic time. It was a great memory, you know. And nowadays, nothing gets made unless Call of Duty or, you know,
It's got to be
hell,
something
they
squeaky
won't even make
clean.
Fable. They won't even make the new Fable.
Yeah.
Hey, they make all kinds of games. You just got to branch outside of what you see on TV and stuff.
Well,
You get
sure, but
because like
also,
Expedition 33 is a game, a new IP, out of nowhere, dark, gritty, death, people dying.
yes, but it's
So
also harder to hear about those kind of games now. Because back then it was, you had a PlayStation 1 or you had a Nintendo 64. So when you go to the game aisle, or you had a computer, I guess, but back then people were playing like World of Warcraft and hell, maybe not even World of Warcraft.
Command
I
and
don't,
Conquer.
yeah, stuff like that. So like thinking of a computer as a gaming console wasn't really a thing. So you had Nintendo 64 or you had PlayStation 1, and you go to the store and here's all the games that they have ever made, or the new ones, you know, but here's a ton of games, and here's all the new games, and you can look through. And now it's like, oh yeah, there's 7 billion games that come out every single year, but I don't know where to find them or how to look them up or anything like that without spending 5.5 hours on the game store on
Especially since
Steam.
everything's going digital. Because I know Best Buy is going mostly digital, where a lot of their physical DVDs, CDs, electronics in general are
Yep.
being phased out over time. So that's going to be an issue
Yeah.
for the future. But that's why people depend on people like us, like people depend on Q, people depend on Skags to provide them with these memories and these positive aspects of different video games for our millions and millions of viewers out there.
But
Thicc, we're talking to you.
yeah, but I do. I don't know it. For somebody who goes through moments where like I can't find anything and I just search and search and search, is for like a game to play for like a week before I actually just end up playing something. It is kind of hard to try and find like games to scratch certain itches and stuff like that. A lot of the time you end up like compromising and being like, well, this really isn't what I was looking for, but like it's kind of the closest, and it hits some of the big markers. It just, and I don't know, and it's probably because like, hey, like I would like to play Fable, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily want to play my 8th run through of Fable right
Exactly.
now. Like,
Yeah.
I will if
2026.
I can't find anything else, but shit, I want something new.
2026. Flip it.
I
I'll
hope
believe it
so.
when I see it.
I hope so. But I am not going to get my hopes up again because they've done this to me like 3 times
Yeah, this
since
has
I've got
literally been years.
it. It says it's still slated for 2026. But
I'm the type of guy that could play certain games thousands of times. It just depends on what the game is. That's just how much I like Suikoden 1, 2, and 3. Like, I could play those over and over. The Shadow Heart series, minus the third game. Kessen 2 specifically. I never played Kessen 3, but people talk about how good that game is. It really just depends on the game. Speaking of games, I was scrolling through Twitter right before the pod, and I was curious on what your guys' favorite startup screen was. Think of all the startup screens from all the video game consoles over the years.
Super
Which
Smash
one?
Brothers for Nintendo 64.
Need for
Oh, I'm
Speed
talking about
1.
I'm talking about the console startup screen, not even a game. Just the best
Oh,
console startup screen.
Need for Speed was a good one too, guys. Favorite console startup? I really liked the Dreamcast because it was kind of silly and whimsical.
A lot of people like the Dreamcast one. That is probably my top 3. I think my favorite is the original Xbox. Just turning on that Xbox and the fucking weird the power plant thing. I just thought was so cool.
Yeah.
GameCube's also pretty tight. GameCube's probably top 3 if I don't include if I it's GameCube or Game Boy Color for me probably for my third
I was
one.
gonna say, Game Boy Color is probably the one that is most like somebody turns the fucking Game Boy on and you hear the little ba-ding. I'm like, oh, there it is. We're playing Pokemon or Kirby.
I don't know. If you're putting those two up against each other, I almost got to give it to GameCube just for like depending on which game you have in, it changes how the intro like the startup goes as well.
Yeah. Was that on the game or like you could like make it whatever one you wanted, right? I thought you could change it
Uh
somehow. I never had a
Maybe.
GameCube until I was a collector, so I don't play the GameCube like that.
The only
It's been years since I played it.
the only GameCube I ever actually had in the household, it was my grandma's, and it was mainly there for Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
which well, Animal Crossing was fun as hell.
All right, so as we move on from this excellent discussion, something I also stumbled across on Twitter as I was looking for video game news. Everybody out there that knows about anime knows about One Piece. It's been going on for years. Um, One Piece anime ends weekly run after 1,155 episodes. Episode 1,155, The Promised Horizon, at long last toward the long-awaited Elbaf, closes the Egghead arc on December 28th, 2025, ending non-stop broadcast since 1999. The series takes a 3-month break before returning April 5th, 2026 for the Elbaf arc. I'm probably saying it wrong. Elbaf under a new seasonal model of about 26 episodes yearly to improve quality and match the manga's pace. Fans share nostalgic memes, like calling it the greatest season 1 in all of anime, while Mr. Beast defends his fandom and Netflix preps for live action season 2. So 1,155 episodes. You got fans memeing the greatest season 1 of all time. I guess what's your thoughts on that? But more so like when it comes to like an anime seasonal format, like what's your preferred method? I prefer like I don't like when it does like 13 episodes um like Sword Art Online. I think like the first season was a close to around 13 episodes, and like Log Horizon was also around 13 episodes. Like I think 20 is probably a good number. You think there's 52 weeks a year. You could even do like every other week or whatever. But I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts are. I still have not watched One Piece all the way, clearly. I'm sure many people haven't. I have made a decent chunk through, but what's your thoughts?
I 13 is a little low for my liking. Like one that actually just kind of annoyed me was the new Mighty Nine it only had 8 episodes on it. Not a big fan of that.
Oh,
There's
that's all that they're gonna do?
that's all that the first season is.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it it's just it's too little in my opinion, and it made everything seem like really rushed. But I don't know. 20 episodes is nice. 13 just seems like about maybe two episodes too short, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about One Piece slowing it down because
I know
it
how I feel about it.
I feel like it's just gonna drag it more.
No, they're getting rid of the filler. This is literally them saying, "Hey, we have to keep up with anime nowadays. We're watching Boruto fucking flail and die because nobody can stand to watch anime in the way that it used to be ran anymore. Even the Japanese people are over it. So I think this is literally going to be, we're going to start seeing like Thousand Year Blood War esque arcs of One Piece where they just fucking get shit done now. We're going to go in, we're going to see the fights, we're going to see all the stuff that we need to see, and that's that.
Trimming the fat.
Yes.
Well, if that's the case, then that's
That's what all the
pretty
jargon
nice.
means to me, at least.
Listen, I'll definitely be happy about that. But because
I also
One
agree.
Piece,
Go ahead.
One
ahead.
Piece is one that yes, it's technically not filled with filler, but the episodes themselves are so long and drawn out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm of the mind that I agree that that's what that means is what you guys are talking about. But depending upon the anime, the filler is better to me than parts of the anime. For example, like if you watch Naruto and you go through with zero filler, just the main story, there's a lot you don't learn. And that might just be like an anime specific problem of the way certain animes do filler, like um, about Kakashi and Obito's backstory without some filler. Um, you won't learn.
Nope.
We lose them again?
He turned Elsa on us.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yep.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Can hear you now.
Yeah, you won't learn about Hashirama, Tobirama, the Uchiha backstory without filler. You won't learn about some of Orochimaru's experiments. With like, there's a lot that filler can provide to an episode. However,
Yeah.
I will say there are some filler that's not necessary. As much as I enjoy it and would still enjoy watching it, like there's an episode of Naruto where I think it is after Jiraiya is killed, and they're kind of like getting ready for like the next span of Naruto stuff. There's some filler there, and there's
Yeah.
like an episode of Rock Lee going to cheer up Naruto, and all they're going to like all the male characters are going to like chill out in a bathhouse. You know, Rock Lee's doing the Might Guy shit where he's walking on his hands through town, going to go cheer up Naruto. He's still doing his training while going to cheer up Naruto, and then all the female characters are also in a bathhouse, and like there's this whole thing where Rock Lee falls through the female bathhouse roof into this tub. Sakura's jealous because Hinata's boobs are floating and Sakura's are sinking underwater because she has no tits, and like it is an unnecessary filler episode. However, it is one that had me dying laughing because it was enjoyable.
Oh yeah. See, the thing is though, I 100% agree with everything that you've said. The problem is filler, and I could be totally wrong on this, but this is just my thought. Filler was only created because there was a set amount of hours and time that they had to fulfill for an on-air airing weekly broadcast of a show. So all of those stories, though they are funny and though they are, sometimes important to the story and everything, they were only sprinkled in and done that way because that was necessity. We have to stretch the show out to a certain length because we're legally obligated to. I feel like when you strip that legal obligation away, it allows them to tell the story in a more concise, in a more direct way where you were talking about like you wouldn't have some of the nuances of Obito and Kakashi's backstory. They shouldn't put that in a filler episode anyway.
Yeah.
That's important information that needs to be in an important place. That's how I've always looked at it. So if we're going down to 20 something episodes, every single episode, one better be at least 45 minutes long because that's kind of the standard nowadays for the top tier big boy animes. Better be 45 minutes long, and you had better get your points across. Every single thing, every single beat that needed to happen within that anime better happen in your 45 minutes because that's how you tell stories. It's never made sense to me that everybody was just okay with the way that everything turned out with animes because so far backwards how you tell stories is how most animes are laid out.
And I don't know about TV requirements, whatever, but like I know for sure a reason for filler is to drag us along until the next anime chapters come out too. So
Yes.
that's for sure thing. Like it might be some of that TV situation. Luckily for One Piece, is it's not the 13 episodes that some of these other anime that I've mentioned that irritated me. 26 episodes, so it's looking like it's going to be bi-weekly, which isn't terrible. I
Yeah.
think I could deal with bi-weekly, but it's got to be longer than 20 minutes
Yep.
because normal anime, depending upon which one you're watching, is 15 to 25 minutes or whatever, without credits. It just depends on which one you're watching. So definitely, with as long as One Piece has been going, it definitely needs to continue to provide the same level of I don't know the word I'm looking for, the same level of enjoyability that it
Oh
has
yeah.
to this point.
And I think it will. I think it's going to be better. Truthfully, as much kind of negativity as I brought to what I was saying, I think that all anime should look at One Piece. Anything that's coming out weekly, anything that was in these really super silly kind of uh, locked into having to make weekly episodes forever, which I don't think there's a lot of them around anymore, but One Piece. But look to One Piece and say, hey, this is kind of how we need to go. We need to start tightening in our stories. We need to make them feel more impactful. And they can spend all of that One Piece money on 26 episodes and make them look crazy good.
Yeah,
I
I
definitely agree.
One Piece is definitely one that it doesn't have very many filler episodes. It just drags its feet in every episode, and that I don't know if I feel worse about that or better than like Naruto with all of its actual filler episodes. Like I don't know. I think I like the Naruto one better because I can at least choose just not to watch the filler at that point.
Yeah.
The But if you look up like a filler thing for One Piece, it's like Hey, yeah, there's no filler for like the first 15 minutes, and then we have 5 minutes of filler type stuff, and then the rest of the episode is not. And then the next one, it's like, hey, we got 5 minutes of non filler, 15 minutes of filler, and then the rest is not. And it's like, okay, that's just fucking annoying, is what
Yep.
that is.
It
There's
has
a
made me skip entire arc.
there's a lot of filler that's not necessary. Like, I would say probably, in my opinion, like I'm obviously throwing out my opinion of a number. Like I haven't tracked like all the filler episodes, whatever the case may be, but like I would say probably 85. We'll go 80% of Naruto's filler is probably necessary to understand parts of the story, and the other one's probably not. Like, we probably didn't need the episode of Shino and the two people, Naruto and I think Sakura, accompanying him to some random island to find a random bug that only mates during this time of year. Like, we probably didn't need that filler episode. Like, we needed to know about Kakashi Obito's backstory with Kakashi killing Rin on accident. Obito, we probably needed that one. But Shino and the Bug, we probably didn't need that one. But then, like, you go to an anime like Sword Art Online, I mentioned it has um like 13 episodes, whatever the case may be. Um, they wrapped up that pretty quickly, like the first season. Like, there's an episode where they have to have a flashback in maybe Gun Gale Online. I forget which season, but there's a flashback where they have to go back and talk about Laughing Coffin, which for the people out there that don't know is Laughing Coffin's the guild in Sword Art that was going around killing people just to kill people. Because if you die in the game, you die in real life. And like no one really knew much about Laughing Coffin. There's 2 episodes where it features people from Laughing Coffin, and they have like a whole episode where it has flashbacks to a big fight with Laughing Coffin, and that's why the character in Gun Gale Online is hunting people down, going to their house, shooting them in real life, or they were injecting them with some poison or something. As the Gun Gale guy, whatever his name was, is shooting the person on like the TV screen or whatever the case may be, the way it worked out. So like when they have 13 episodes or 8 episodes or 12 episodes, they cut out a lot of chance for us to understand parts of the story that I do think are necessary.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of reverse on like Naruto to you, is that I think the majority of the filler is useless, and that's the main thing that filler is supposed to mean, at least to me, is that it's useless. Like the episode where like you get to know like Obito and Kakashi's backstory, I don't feel like is filler, just because it was setting up you to know exactly what was going to happen. Like it could seem like filler whenever you were watching it for the first time, but I think ultimately it is not filler type deal. But that's just my opinion on it, and I think Naruto is absolutely one of the worst like offenders of the filler stuff, like the like overdoing it. But like I said, One Piece, the frequency at which there's filler stuff is immense as well. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people will sit and say, but it's just good storytelling, and it's like, I don't I don't necessarily know if that's the case.
To me, a good story is one that you can tell so precisely and so matter of factly that it you take it and it is a 2-hour story, but it feels like you were only there for half an hour. That's a good story. If you have to stretch half an hour worth of story to an hour, that's not a good story. You're wasting my time.
Yeah, like it. You know, the Zoro can't find his way anywhere is funny and shit. But I definitely felt like what was that? What was the Bubble Island? That wasn't Alabasta. I don't think.
Fishman Island.
No, the the one with like all the golden dragons on it and stuff.
Uh,
Where Luffy punches him. But either way, like we had like a very large amount of time of Zoro just walking around, not being able to figure out where the fuck to go type deal.
yeah.
But you know, the leniency that I also give them is that the both of those are like older school animes where you know they probably had to go to Cartoon Network or wherever and be like, "Hey, yes, we want to put our stuff on your American network." And they were like, "All right, well, we need this amount of
Yep.
fucking episodes from you a year." And by the way,
Yep.
we release weekly. So make it happen, Captain.
Yep. I think you're exactly right.
And while we're on this anime topic, I recently wrote an article. I do it every year with as many people from the gaming community as possible. People like Jason Ronald, the guy that designed the Xbox Series X and X. He's the VP of Future Technology, whatever his fancy title is. He's not in this year's, but I also got people like Aaron Greenberg, head of first party marketing, also on the board of a couple charities. I got lots of people in this article, and I do it every year. And this year,
Oh, this year? Use their Q?
I'm here.
Okay.
in or live in. I leaned more into the trapped part. So I'm going to read mine. So while you guys think of the video game world you'd be trapped or lived in. So if it's an anime and it's had any type of video game, it counts.
Okay.
So
Oh, cut out again. He gonna be mad.
Damn.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
you hear me?
I hear you
Got you
now.
now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad day. All right, so my section, I picked Sword Art Online. I said, you guys might think I'm crazy, but listen to everything before you hear me out. I said, fine, last but not least, we've come to me. If you know me well, you probably expected this to end with Suikoden and call it a day. And honestly, that would have been a solid choice, but it's not the one I ultimately made.
Well, there it goes again.
Good night.
Yeah, it's a rough one out here for a pimp this
Like
time around.
every 18 seconds.
Yeah,
It has to be all this extra.
I'll try taking it off.
I took off the second monitor, but I don't want to take everything off. So let's try one more time. Uh, this question's not about admiration. It's about choosing a world I'd actually have to live in or be trapped in. That changes the calculus entirely. In the end, the world I chose was the VR MMO setting of Sword Art Online. And I have to be very specific. I mean, season one of Sword Art Online. This season where players were truly trapped, unable to log out, where death in the game meant death in real life, where even attempting to remove the headset would kill you. As wild as a choice that might sound at first glance, there's reasons it resonated with me more.
I don't.
That's got to be a network issue. There's no way.
Yeah, Yeah, that was kind of my thought on it was network wise. Oh, he's back. Maybe I think he might have just froze again. But I, d- I don't know which world I. He said it had to be a video game or it
Video
had to be
game,
an.
or it could be an anime that has a video game. I think is what he meant.
I mean, if it's got to be an anime that has a video game, it's got to be Shangri La Frontier for me. But
That game sucks, dude. It's literally the premise of the show.
no, it's a game that doesn't suck. That's what it is. Because he likes to play games that suck, and that's his
Yeah,
first
that's
time
why
playing.
he's playing it. Oh, no, yeah, this is his first time playing a game that doesn't suck. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
can hear you
Hey,
now.
there he is.
I said, because I heard you ask before I disconnected, internet reconnected, it is video game world, or it can be an anime if the anime's ever had a video game,
Okay.
or if the anime is like based on a video game. So I will get back, try to read it. Hopefully, it doesn't disconnect again. After I read that opening part, I put, I know some of you are probably thinking, are you crazy, Chris? I promise you, I am not. When the players of Sword Art Online discovered they were trapped inside the game thanks to Akihiko Kaiba, chaos was inevitable. Thousands of people from all walks of life, young, took over. Many players never even left the town of beginning, choosing the safety of the protected zone over the risk of venturing out. I would not be one of those people. Those who stayed behind depended entirely upon those players willing to fight on the front lines, to clear all 100 floors, defeat every boss, ultimately freeing everybody trapped inside the world. That responsibility matters to someone like me. Yes, the dangers are obvious 100 bosses, with Heathcliff, Kaiba himself, as the final obstacle. Add in brutal monsters, unpredictable environments, and hostile player killers like Laughing Coffin, and the risks are very real. I'd want to fight alongside the others pushing forward, not for the glory, but to help give everyone a chance to go home. In a world like Sword Art Online, survival isn't a solo experience. Trust. Trust is earned quickly, and bonds are forged under constant pressures. Parties become teams, teams become friends, and over time, those friends start to feel like family. That kind of camaraderie, knowing people are watching your back and relying on you in return, is something that matters deeply to me. Beyond the danger, there's also the sheer scale and wonder of the world itself. Each floor, all 100, offers a completely different environment to explore, secrets to uncover, and have systems to learn. Even within the show, we see many players finding peaceful paths, fishing, crafting, and trading, all ways to live a meaningful life without constantly risking your life. Moments are spent sharing a meal, swapping stories, resting after a long day of grinding are just as important as clearing the next boss. For me, the pull is growth. There's even more. The pull is growth. I've always loved rare items, magic systems, powerful gear, which I know you guys do as Monster Hunter fans, and the journey towards becoming stronger. I'd be constantly moving, learning, and preparing, not recklessly, but deliberately. Every dungeon run, every boss fight, every discovery would be part of a larger goal, becoming strong enough to protect those who are scared and or are unable to fight for themselves. Planning, information gathering, and smart decision making would be everything, not just for me, but for the people depending on that knowledge to survive. Honestly, being an information broker in that type of world would be incredibly appealing. Knowledge is power in Sword Art Online and many other worlds, and helping others survive through guidance, strategy, and preparation could save lives just as much as a sword ever could. Sometimes the most valuable ally isn't the strongest fighter, but the one who knows what's coming next. And yes, I know the obvious counter argument, but Chris, once again, if you die in the game, you die in real life. I understand that completely. There would be tragedy, there would be heartbreak if an ally fell. But I also believe people need support, leadership, and someone willing to stand with them when fear would otherwise keep them frozen in place. And even if the worst were to happen, I know I lived standing for something, building trust, forging bonds, helping others move forward, and refusing to let fear dictate my existence. At 36, I've lived a full, meaningful life, in my opinion, but I'd still fight to protect others until the very end. That's why, against all odds, Sword Art Online, specifically the first season's the world I choose to be trapped in. So, what's your guys' thoughts on my opinion for myself of what I chose? And I want to hear what your guys' is.
That's crazy, homie.
I don't know.
Being
I kind of get it. I understand. Like, if I had to be
no,
trapped in one, I wouldn't be mad. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I understand for sure, but like trapped doesn't have to be like just because in Sword Art they were trapped doesn't have to be horrible. You could be trapped in like uh
People pick Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, so
that's what I was gonna say. Stuff like that. You could be trapped there, but it's not a horrible existence. A potentially
death.
like death.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you're gonna get trapped in something, why not go for something that might be like more fun, like go out and hunt monsters and shit like that, or I mean,
You could
I
also
think
be like
once I
a
catch,
death, like Egil doesn't fight on all the front lines. I mean, the black guy that's a blacksmith, like you see him in a couple big fights, but like he's like a prime crafter. Like one of the female characters, Elizabeth, she's also a fine crafter herself. Like there's some people that do make livings, and there's a whole episode, one of the filler episodes. There's a whole episode of this one dude fishing. Like that's what he does, and people love to fish for some reason. I don't, but I know
Q,
there's a lot of people that do love fishing. So like 100 floors, like each floor is like a completely different environment, world. Some places beautiful, some places not quite so much. And if you want to live in the safe zone, there's also obviously that. But that's what I chose.
Q would be the man to go fishing.
You
I figured.
you wouldn't even know. I'd have every fish on every level. You wouldn't even you come to me for whatever kind of fish you need.
You could be a fish salesman, man. Food as a I don't know if you remember, but like right after they first get trapped, like there's I think it's when he first starts hanging out with Asuna after like guys that's trying to lead them and rally them. It's like the first fight he goes for like the last hit that Kirito ends up getting and gets the cloak of darkness. That's when they start calling him a beater or whatever. But when he forms that party with Asuna, I forget what it is. It's like cream, but it makes it seem like it's butter. Like they're eating, and like it's after they're being trapped. Like you actually can taste that like it's something, and the butter provides like this excellent flavoring. So if you're catching every type of fucking fish that they have to offer, like that could be a high commodity for
Tuna
some people.
steaks and stuff.
You could be rich.
Yeah, I forgot that they like had to eat and stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
they
don't
didn't
think they
have
have
to.
to. They just did it for
They
enjoyment.
yeah, for like their sanity's sake.
Yeah. Which I mean, I don't know. I'd be down to get trapped in sword art myself. Like if we were to like put it to like a now like a video game in our world, like New World wouldn't be too bad to get trapped in, I don't think. New
Yeah.
World.
Yeah.
I mean there's WoW, Where Winds Meet now. But I mean all of those got fishing, so I do know my homie will be alright. I know I'll find him near a watering hole. But yeah, I'm down with the sword art choice. There's I mean, you got the obvious ones. You got like Naruto. You got Bleach. Trying to think of any other ones because
Did
like
anybody pick like a roguelike? I feel like that would be an interesting life of like
oh I want to
con
Oof.
constantly dying and like retrying. It'd be like a
I can read
like
them all off to you real quickly.
That
They
sounds like a
World
hell.
Planescape was chosen, Hogwarts Legacy, Avowed, Cyberpunk, Fable, the first one. The Altars, I don't know what that is. I never played it. Um, then there's Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown World, Pokemon, uh, Detroit Become Human, another Cyberpunk, Animal
it's
Crossing,
real life.
uh, Horizon Forbidden West, Red Dead Redemption 2, Star Wars, um, Dispatch, a third Cyberpunk, uh, Assassin's Creed. They didn't really care. The Egypt or Black Flag World, old school RuneScape, the World of Kirby. I guess it's called Popstar. The World of Kirby. People chose that. The World of Sonic, Halo, Valheim,
Yuck.
oh, hey.
po- Pokemon, Inside or Gears of War E-Day, Sea of Thieves, Elder Scrolls, Tamriel. I'm almost
Sea of
finished.
Thieves will be fun.
Stardew Valley, Warcraft, WCW, NWO Revenge, Elder Scrolls again, and then mine was the Sword Art Online.
Okay.
Has anybody been seeing the shit about like Trump letting people fucking become pirates to go against drug cartels? Y'all ready to
No,
fucking go
I'm
after the
down.
One Piece?
The Great Pirate Era is starting, dude.
The Great Pirate Era is starting, and it's fucking it's time. It's time to go after it, boys. I'm
Cue,
fucking here
cue the
for it.
copyrighted music from Pirates of the Caribbean, Outworld's End. You know, the yo-ho all together,
Uh-huh.
hoist the
Yeah.
colors.
Yes. Yes. That's a great one. That
You guys buy the boat, I'll be there.
Who's buying a boat?
we're
Who's buying a
pirates.
boat?
We'll just steal the boat.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we're Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp. We're just taking the pirate ship, man.
Yeah.
Are you technically okay? So if we were just some homies and there was a pirate ship and we steal the pirate ship from the pirates, we become pirates?
Yes.
Can you be a pirate just land based?
That's called a cowboy.
So we're cowboys until we hit the sea.
Exactly. Cowboys are just
Okay.
land pirates.
I thought like bandits were land pirates.
You can say that as well, but like, because then like if you go to like Vikings are just multiversal pirates. On sea, on land, it doesn't matter. They'll fuck you up either way.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
that
Okay.
that's a conversation me and Risa have had quite a few times.
If I pick like Star Wars, somebody picked Star Wars. If I
Yeah,
pick
one
Star
person
Wars,
Star Wars.
am I in like the setting of the game or I'm just in the world?
It's preference. It doesn't matter.
And do
Shit.
we it regardless of like where we go, like because like Star Wars if it in Star Wars if you don't have like midichlorians, you're just kind of like fucking fodder. Like do
Just a
we
dude.
we get to automatically be a part of like the power system there?
Uh, I didn't think that much far into it. It was just pretty much the world in general.
Because I
I'm
mean, Star Wars would
Assuming
be cool.
you could do whatever you wanted.
Be okay. Because if that's the
we get
case,
isekai'd into Star Wars, your boy's going to Star Wars.
I was gonna say it's got to be either Star Wars. Fuck, I don't know. Star Wars, Naruto, or Bleach are the ones that come to mind. I love the anime Akame got killed, but motherfuckers die a lot. God damn.
And in Naruto, like
If you steal a pirate ship in real life, it's legal. Whether you're classified as a pirate depends on exact circumstances, but you would be committing serious crimes like theft and grand larceny.
but it's on the open seas and there's no fucking rules out there, baby.
Yeah. It's just the
I mean,
code.
there are maritime laws and stuff, but if you're going to be a pirate, then the rules don't apply to us in our minds.
Yeah.
They didn't ask for parlay. Fuck them. Yeah.
Um,
uh, I don't know. Star Wars is kind of a hard one to beat. And
I like Star Wars because of the vastness of Star Wars. And if we got to kind of pick and choose anything, like I would do, I want to say I'd go back to like old school Sith times, but that would probably be a rough existence.
dude, fucking old school Sith times were insanely rough.
I mean, I
Like,
picked the first season of Sword Art, so I
yeah,
can
but
dig it.
I would much rather go there than the like old ancient Sith times. Old ancient Sith times, they just show up to a planet and be like, "All right, we're sacrificing the entirety of this planet to get like 1% stronger." And they just keep going from planet to planet and doing these dark rituals and fucking everybody up. So, I don't know, Sword Art or Star Wars. It's hard to choose. I would probably go Sword Art, honestly, or even uh, time I got reincarnated as a slime. Actually,
That'd be a cool world too.
yeah, like that. I think that might be where I would go. Actually, but if it that would oh they don't have a game for that. I don't think so. I don't think I can choose that.
Nope.
Okay, Sword Art.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick what I thought you'd pick.
What Fable?
No, I thought you would pick either Monster Hunter, New World, or WoW, and I thought Q would pick Pokemon or Monster Hunter.
I would love to go to the Pokemon world, but my problem is
Slavery?
I don't
No,
know.
we're
I
fine
don't
with.
know how. You have a lot of faith in me for my Pokemon ability, but I don't know how truthfully fantastic I would be in the Pokemon world.
I mean, there's lots of avenues. There's the police force, there's Pokemon centers, Pokemarts, there's breeders, there's fossil hunters, there's like I don't know any of my friends that talk as knowledgeable about breeding Pokemon and such as you do.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like
No,
maybe you run a daycare. Maybe you're one of those old couples.
run
Maybe
it.
that's you and Skaggs. Maybe that's you and Skaggs when you're like 80, just two homies hanging out.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's go to Pokemon and we'll go become champions and then we'll run a daycare after we're
Okay,
retired.
I dig that.
Okay, Pokemon it is. Because actually that probably does sound more fun than it's less stressful than Sword Art, and you get to still have like the cool monsters and shit, and like I can still get the enjoyment of like collecting things
Yeah.
like rare. I mean, I'm collecting monsters, but
You're collecting friends.
yeah, collect a friend.
As we close out the episode, can you hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, gotcha.
As we close out the episode, we got our comparison to talk about. This comparison is unique and the one I struggled with the most out of everyone we've done in all 19 episodes. It is superpower or two that we would want, and would we be a villain? If so, how much of a threat would we want to be? So I thought about this. I'm not a big superhero movie fan, so I had to think long and hard. My superpower I would want would be either mind control, which would be my first choice. And if I couldn't have mind control, I'd want the superpower that Lex Luthor has, which is money.
Money.
Okay.
And I would want to be, and I could go hero or villain route. Like if I was gonna be a hero, I'd want to be like the Gambit style hero, but
Oh, there he goes. Said Gambit and it was over. Gambit's such a cool fucking character, too. We need more, like, card throwing characters.
Psychokinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need more people like that. That don't just, like, throw people around. Like, they use certain things. Like, that.
Yeah.
Like, he's got his cards.
Well,
Like-
his power is so cool and unique too. I mean, not anymore, but when it came out, the ability to imbue kinetic energy into things and then have them have that much more energy.
They need to make
Yeah.
one that uses Hot Wheels. Those exploding Hot Wheels.
all right, can you hear me?
Gambit, but with Hot Wheels. Yes.
So like if I was gonna be a hero, it'd have to be like Gambit or Deadpool style. Like I think Deadpool is really cool. Or
yeah.
I know you guys would probably compare me to like Professor Xavier because like a lot of the comparisons have been like the older people, the wise people. But I'm going villain route, and there's two choices that stick out of all of Marvel, out of all of DC, and I really like Scarecrow of poisoning people with gas, have them live their biggest fears. Like
Oh.
that just makes my eyes get big, and I just think about doing it to people in real life sometimes. Then there's also I'd have to be on the level of Joker. Like
So you're going big.
I want to be fucking maniacal. Like I'm buying shit or I'm controlling you to do shit.
Okay.
That's what I want. And like if you go Marvel, I guess Loki, just because
Yeah.
he likes to cause issues for people. But yeah, Scarecrow or Joker, and I'm going big. And got to be mind control or money.
Okay.
And if I pick for you guys, because it's part of this comparison, um, I really think one of you are the Juggernaut, and I haven't decided which one of you yet. I think I'm going to go with Skags. I think I would convert. No, we'll go Q. I think Q would be a good Juggernaut or Nightcrawler. I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Nightcrawler.
I think I would
Nightcrawler's the
lean more
shit.
towards Juggernaut just because I can picture Q just being steadily focused, just running fucking people down, barreling them over. And for Skags, don't take this the wrong way.
God damn it.
Here it comes. Respectfully.
Disrespectful.
This factors in the TV show as well. The way his mind works in the TV show is, I think that you're could be a villain, and I think you'd be on par with as intelligent as the Penguin is, and I don't think he gets enough credit. You look at what he's able to do in the TV show, like he starts off as Will Smith's wife's like servant, but then he goes on to lead like uh this whole criminal empire. Like it just took like a snap of a finger, and Penguin accomplished everything he wanted to fucking do in that show. And like he was the fucking villain, not the guy playing Scarecrow, not the guy becoming Joker. It was the fucking Penguin. And Skaggs was the Juggernaut. I remember Skaggs was the Juggernaut in Penguin Q. I just fucking lost it again. God damn it. The Riddler, the fucking Riddler. That was Q. That was
Okay.
fucking
The Whittler.
You could definitely be the Riddler, Nightcrawler, and Skaggs is either the Penguin or the Juggernaut. Just because Skaggs got that big football muscle build, anyways, makes sense.
Okay. Okay.
Skaggs would be on par with Evil as Me. I think Skaggs could go like Joker evil sometimes. Q's definitely like on par with the Riddler. Like
Well, the cool thing
fucking
about you picking the Riddler and the Penguin is that they've both, in Batman's world, that line kind of float. If the Joker's not around, then the Penguin becomes the most evil guy, and then if they're both not around, the Riddler or Two-Face or Scarecrow, somebody else kind of takes up the mantle for a little bit, ultimately until the Joker comes back around. But
Yeah. Uh. Okay. I mean, not mad
but
at
you
it.
have to factor in Gotham TV series specifically because
yeah,
his capabilities in that show
yeah,
versus just what you get to see and just like
Oh, you were
the
talking about
movie.
Gotham.
yeah.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
did a really good job with the Penguin in Gotham,
Yeah.
like fleshing out Oswald.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were mainly going after like the new penguin because he's a big old fat guy, but
No,
that
not
penguin
going
was a
after
very skinny guy.
not going after Danny DeVito. We're definitely going after the dude from Gotham. You got to combine the movies though because he's a criminal and he's a dude in movies too. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
overall, you got to find every parts of the Penguin, just like every parts of Riddler. I'm not just talking about Jim Carrey from Batman Forever. I'm talking about also the Doctor from Gotham that ultimately becomes the fucking Riddler as well. So,
yep.
Yeah. That dude was actually really cool. I liked him in Gotham. But
and it took me the entire 2 weeks to do this too. Like I was working on it before the podcast this morning, so like
Hell yeah.
it was very difficult. So it was definitely a good one.
How was your dip into superheroes?
yeah.
It was it was interesting. I found a whole bunch of ones like that I never even fucking thought about. Like it depends on how far you want to go back. Like I know we focus on Marvel and DC, but there's a whole bunch of other superheroes. Like it depends on if you want to include like the Thundercats or He-Man or just how much you want to include. So like
How
it's interesting. I don't see myself going to the movies to watch the next Avengers,
Yeah.
but
did
I
you get
like
into
I like
Dark Horse stuff at all?
yeah, some of that. I like more so instead of the movies, like the TV series like Gotham that like it might not be completely canon, but it kind of dives into like the backgrounds of like the progression of like the
Yes.
Yeah.
Penguin, the progression of the Riddler, the progression of Gordon specifically,
Yep.
how they dealt with his wife, girlfriend, how they dealt with the Scarecrow, Commissioner Gordon, just all that aspect. So
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. So one that's always gonna be like an all time favorite for me is like Spawn. Like being Spawn would. Yeah, I think becoming Spawn would be fucking awful because how
Yeah.
you how it's got to happen. But
An agent of hell.
yeah, but like after the transformation and everything, that that's pretty cool. But like if I'm just choosing a superpower, it's got to be like time control. That's got to be the one that I would want the most. And I don't know if I would necessarily just be evil about it. I think I would be more of an anti-hero. Like I'm gonna go rob a bank with it. Like don't get it twisted. I'm going to rob a bank. I'm going to make sure that I am living comfortably. But also, I think if somebody were to be like, "All right, I'm just gonna destroy Chicago," and like that's where like I found my really nice house that I bought, and be like, "Man, I gotta stop that. I don't want you to fuck up my life."
I think mind control is like a cheap trick because mind control provides a situation where like it's not time control, but if I'm mind controlling multiple people, like the time control is not necessary.
Yeah,
You just have the people do it. Like the mind control, like I might not have a lot of money, but I can mind control people to give me their money or whatever the case may be. That's why I said it. Mind control is my first choice, but it's kind of a cheap trick to get access to all the other powers. So that's why I picked the second one of money, like Lex
see,
Luthor.
but like
Yeah.
time control, the way that you could use that as well is just play the stock market. You can start off with like $1,000
Back to the
and
Future.
just keep going back, like look for what's spiking, go back, buy into it, spike, so you can make your money legitimate, but
But
it's
one of your downsides to your power has to be that when you jump back, there's a high probability that when you jumping back and forth, shit is changed drastically because of the amount of time that you're gone.
yeah.
Because every power like that you have to either be in check or you're Superman level.
That's why I would do like the moments where like companies are failing or something, or like they just released something like that shoots their stocks like sky high or something. Just go back like 10 minutes beforehand and buy up everything that I can, and then the announcement comes out, and then it skyrockets, and it's like, all right, cool,
Okay.
there you go.
So you're doing like little jumps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just do little jumps like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going back to the fucking 1500s, although I do feel like I would want to do like some shit like that, like
Oh yeah.
just go drop off like an armory to like the Indians or something,
Yeah.
see, and then bounce forward and see how that went.
But then it's like, how. Yeah, I like that a bunch. It's like depending on how far back you go and what you did is ultimately the outcome of what happens when you get back, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
sick.
that's that would be cool, but like there's also like the teleportation is the other one, and like if I could have both of them at the same time, that would be what I would want. But
What
What
would you
kind of
need both of them
teleportation?
for?
I
What
want
kind of
jumper
teleportation?
style teleportation where I can just fucking jump to Canada or like Europe.
So you don't want not Nightcrawler. You want like true teleportation.
I mean, if I can jump to Europe, I can jump behind you.
Jumper and Nightcrawler, those are actually very similar teleportations. Nightcrawler has to be able to see it or have like
Knowledge of it.
knowledge.
He seems like he can like spam it, whereas I would assume
Yes.
like a hard teleportation.
Jumper
Like
can do
I
it
think like
too.
D&D. When I think teleportation, I think like D&D style, where like you can teleport to any place you have knowledge of, but like there's like a percent chance of like if you're not careful, like you teleport and your fucking arm's in a wall.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas like Nightcrawler's instantaneous, over and over and over. He can teleport no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can teleport himself into like. So if you tell him to go to the bottom of his ship, if he teleports into the ballasts of the ship where the water is at, he's in the water. Because he's
Yeah.
done that before too, where it's like
Yeah.
I teleport down into the water, then I teleport myself back, and it's actually like a bubble. That's how he can teleport people, is because it's not just him teleporting, it's like space time around him in a certain radius is being thrown to a new place. So
But
okay, that's crazy work if you're gonna have both of those powers.
hey, I mean, teleportation's dope, but time control is ultimately like I just will never be inconvenienced by anything again.
Yeah.
Because if it inconvenienced me, I'm just gonna rewind a little bit and not do whatever that is. Fuck off.
But
Um,
messing with time does mess up multiple things. You
Yep.
look at anything that's ever time Back to the Future, Harry Potter, and the episode where Hermione uses the time turner. You mess with one
but
thing, there's pitfalls.
yeah, but see, if we're doing this, then I'm also scaling it to like how powerful like these universes are, and when you're in a world where like Scarlet Witch just controls reality and fucking Superman can literally do anything, he just has to think about it and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, then like I can fucking have free reign. of whatever the fuck I want to do with time control at that point. I'll
But
fucking
what if you're in DC and not Marvel?
well, that's where Superman is, and that's what I
Like,
why.
I guess Superman is DC. See, that's how much I know about superheroes. I don't really care about that.
DC is actually the worst offender of that shit and making their characters so. It's one of those things that is everybody really OP if everybody's OP, or like is this one person OP if everybody's OP? And Superman is the OP where everybody's OP.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
a quick question before Q goes. So, all these superheroes in DC, you talk about them being OP. This reminds me of something, and I'll harken back to why I'm asking you this question, Skags, because we butt heads on what I'm going to mention shortly. Where do you rate Batman?
Batman.
Like top tier, middle tier, low tier. Where is Batman on your scale?
So it really depends on which iteration of Batman you are talking about, because like there's
Every
somewhere
Batman
like
together. Every Batman together. It's all Batman.
because like there's some that like him just base human seems like he has fucking superhuman durability and strength. Like homie should be fucking dead after some of the hits that he's taken. And
But he had time to prepare gadgets,
you
and set up for certain situations.
you can't get prepared to get hit by a nuke on your body and live.
Depends on the type of material and stuff that he's wearing, right?
No, suck my ass.
So, do you know why I'm asking you this question about Batman? So, you think Batman's like I compare Batman to a specific character, and you're going to disagree. So, you think Batman all around top tier, the durability, everything, he's top tier, right?
Uh to a certain degree, yeah. It's a lot less about like his durability. It's more of like the brain that he actually has. It's just certain iterations of him. He they do go ahead and scale him up to be able to just box with anybody. And like he doesn't even have to have on his fucking uber super suit, and he can take a he can take a punch right to the jaw from a roided up Bane.
Do you know who Batman reminds me of?
Did he?
Skaggs might leave the podcast after this. Batman reminds me of Conan.
Conan. Why is this
Do you know who
fucking
Conan
blanking
is?
me? What is Conan?
Q, do you know what I'm talking about, Conan?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Naruto?
fuck off. You are completely wrong on that shit. Completely wrong, because that bitch had one plan, it failed, and she got fucked.
Batman is almost exactly the same.
No, he's not.
He is,
No, he's
he is
not.
as good as he is when he has time
The
to prepare.
paper chick?
Yeah, listen, hear me
Yeah,
out.
no.
Batman is as good as he is because he has time to prepare.
No, he's as good as he is because Ra's al Ghul and all the shit that he did from the moment his parents died until he finally decided to become Batman.
He
That's why he's as good as he is.
he
Oh, that wasn't fair. Chris was frozen.
No, perfectly fine, because he can shut the fuck up about this then. Because he is so off on this in every way. Because Conan can't throw hands. Conan got her fucking her bubble bursted. She had one good plan in the entirety of the fucking show. It didn't work out, and she just said, I'm fucking dead. You know how many plans Batman has over and over? That dude has A to Z for everybody. He has
And then into the numbers.
yeah. And we got A1, we got A2, we got A3. And no. Listen, I'm not a Batman stan, but you can't disrespect Batman with calling him Conan. God.
Is he back?
He came back for a second while I was on my rant. And now he's frozen again.
Damn.
Froze him. You're manipulating time on his ass.
Fucking need to go rewind this shit back before he said some shit like that. All
There
right,
he is.
he's back. He's back now. Now he can say something.
We will agree to disagree. Q, as for you, what's your choice for the comparison?
So I thought a good middle ground character. It doesn't matter really where you put me. I think I'd have better luck in a Marvel setting, but I could work in DC too. This is just a guy. Me and Skeggs made these characters up a while ago. It's just a guy who's totally made out of wind. So his power is not he controls wind. His power is not that he can
Oh
become
yeah.
air. He's just like a gust, like think of like a fog cloud that is in like a human shape. So he's not he's not a person anymore. He can't talk. Bad experiment gone wrong, whatever you want to say. But I would be like that middle ground of basically for hire, Deadpool style, but not like my powers are not conducive for killing people. So like you need me to sneak in and let you in the door. I can slip under, anywhere that's not airtight. I can get into, kind of thing. That's for good guys or bad guys. That's whoever's got the better price, whatever it may be, and just kind of exist that way.
My backup plan is money, so I got the money.
Yep.
It's
I
Keeping a guy made of wind on retainer is probably a good idea.
yeah. Yeah, not a bitch
I
made of
need you to sneak
paper.
into Skaggs's. Need you to sneak into Skaggs's house, so when he tries to teleport, you can fucking blow him over or something.
What's fucked up?
that that is the downside. That other than like sneaking in places, my powers aren't very good. People, I gotta go. I got company that has just arrived.
All right,
All right,
broski.
me and Skaggs will come up with a comparison, and I will let you know what it is.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Oh, I
All
can't
right,
believe
all
you
good
said
choices.
some wild shit like
Hey,
that.
difference of opinions, and I'm pretty sure that I got this idea about Batman and Conan comparison from that Nick.
Oh no. I don't know who be out here feeding you these lies to compare that. Oh, he's back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So where'd you get this dog shit opinion from?
I'm pretty sure I heard a partial comparison from that Nick YouTube guy, the one that does the Naruto shit.
Yeah. Oh, the only credence I'll give to the whole thing is that like the setup for Obito was like a Batman esque thing, but she can't be compared to Batman because that fell through and she had nothing. Batman has hands to throw. He's got the brain for it. He's got the gadgets. He's got everything to be able to come up. If he doesn't if you've gone through A through D and messed up those plans, he's got something on the back end for you and he's going to figure out a way to make it work out. She just thought that she was going to be able to blow homie up inside that hole and be done with him. Oh, all right. I think you're back. I see. Oh, there you went. There he is.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
She had a backup plan, or she was able to do a backup strategy. The initial plan to blow him up didn't work, and then she tried to trap him under the ocean. But because Obito is like a Superman style character and has the Renegon, was able to do all the extra shit.
He You got to get more into your comics before you start throwing out comparisons like that, bud. He is not a Superman style. If anything, he is more Batman. And
Obito?
if we're
Nah, he's OP.
I mean, to a certain degree, yes, but so is Batman.
All right,
Batman.
so what's our next comparison? I had an idea, but it is your. Did you pick this one or did Q pick this one?
I think it was Q. I think yours is next because we did mine last time.
We did the Avatar before that, and then we did. It doesn't matter. So what do
Okay.
you think about Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z comparisons? We've not done those,
Yeah,
and we
that
could do
works.
we could do one of them. That way, we could save another one for later because I have not watched Super, so I couldn't do anything from Super.
I'd say do DBZ then instead of Dragon Ball.
All right, because I'm going to use Dragon Ball at a later time, so you guys have to go back and watch it. All right, so for everybody out there, we're going to do next episode.
Oh. Next episode is Dragon Ball Z comparisons. Chris is frozen in time right now. I'm using my time control to stop him. Before he calls somebody else a OP superhero that is not. Okay, unfreeze. You're good. Hey, there you go. Hey, see, I told you I was controlling his ass. Oh, never mind. Power's on the fritz. He's not there anymore. Hey, he's back. All right, let's get it rolling. While you're good.
It's a rough day for the home team. So Dragon Ball Z comparisons next show. We'll save the other anime versions for a later time. That's all for episode 19 of the Thick Boy Hours podcast. You can find Q nowhere on social media because he doesn't use it very often, but out being a real life superhero, making sure people's got water. You can find Skaggs, Dodgy Yeti everywhere except on Facebook, Tyler Skaggs. You can find me everywhere, Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, CUnit123123, Chris Jones, CUnit Chris Jones, lordsofgaming.net community manager. Make sure you go check out my YouTube channel, also in the description down below. Just did a video about Captain Sisay and Magic Arena Brawl. Monday we got Mono Black, Aggro, and Standard. Also, Skaggs will be coming back to streaming at some point in the future, so make sure you keep an eye on that. And we'll see you next time for episode 20 of the Thick Boy Hours podcast.
So yeah.